Shannon McGregor believes analytics data can do a lot more than just help newsrooms attract audience. Through her academic research at the University of Texas and her work with the Engaging News Project, McGregor is finding ways newsrooms can use data to better understand what people really need, and perhaps even to hold a community together. For example, McGregor's research suggests that online polls further polarize audiences rather than create empathy for the other side. She says newsrooms should offer quizzes instead.
If you did a poll like, how much do you like Hillary Clinton, and you get that answer, that just tells you what your audience thinks. But if you take a nationally representative poll and then make a quiz where there's a correct answer that can settle on, then you know what your audience knows, which can help you learn about the community that you're serving. It can help inform your reporting, right? You can see holes that maybe need to be filled. You know, we think we're covering something, but if our audience doesn't actually know it, then maybe we need to be doing it differently. And so quizzes along those lines, I think, can be really helpful as well.
Another idea McGregor suggests is replacing the like button on stories with a button labeled respect.
If I'm liberal and someone in my network shares a conservative, more bent story, I may think that's really interesting, or I may think it's important, but I don't necessarily like it. Right? And so we did an experiment where we tested the like button versus the respect button versus sort of nothing. And what we found is that when we had the respect button, people were more likely to click that in relation to cross-partisan ways. So not only is that another metric, right, that we can measure and that gets people engaged, but we also think it's better for democracy to have the idea of respect.
McGregor says non-traditional measurements can help a newsroom gauge its impact on the community. In one example, a newspaper in Tennessee published a series of stories on poverty. McGregor and a team of colleagues analyzed Twitter to see how people in town were talking about the subject. The results showed a significant increase in tweets about poverty in the days after the series published. The researchers also looked at city council minutes to see if the stories had any governmental impact.
And when we looked at those, we found it was both members of the community speaking before the council, inspired by this series, or actual members of the city council proposing new initiatives in the city based on, sort of what had come to light because of the series.
The ultimate goal, McGregor says, is for data to help guide newsrooms in even more sophisticated ways.
Newsrooms usually have access to shares and time on page, click-through rates. Well, what can those tell us? How can you use those to improve your storytelling, to improve your engagement, to improve your subscriber model? And so we're working on some projects in that area to try and come up with more concrete recommendations.
The Engaging News Project offers free tools for newsrooms to embed quizzes or add a respect button into their own websites. The tools are available at engagingnewsproject.org. For the Futures Lab, this is Ashton Day.